Welcome back to another Blacktown Premier League clip. This time, it's Doony. We chat to Ethan, Iken and co as to why he came back to the boys in maroon from Glendinning Reserve. Like and subscribe for more clips. We'll be posting them every single week of the season. Enjoy the clip. We've been through their ins and outs already. There's no hiding it this time. Ethan Iken is back. Matt Dudgeon makes his podcast debut alongside Ethan Neves, a 2015 Champion of Champions winner. We're going to start straight away with Matt Dudgeon. It's not quite New Year, New Hawks. It's more like New Year, Old Hawks, would you have to say?
Yeah, probably. Just trying to have a season without injury for the first time in about 4 years. So hopefully we can stick it together and get into the first grade squad.
Fantastic, and welcome to the podcast, my friend. Ethan Neves, what brings you back to Blacktown?
I think it's been a long time coming, to be honest. I've spent 4 years in Melbourne playing State League and NPL there. Mainly it's been just family bringing me back into Sydney in general. Yeah, just being at the Hawks is something that's been on my mind for a couple of years now. So it's good to be back in Blacktown and just to be in the maroon for the Hawks.
I do want to know, not comparing the quality, but the style of football compared to here and down in Victoria. Have you noticed any differences, or has it been pretty much the same?
There's been major differences. In Victoria, it's very much possession-based football, playing out from the back, trying to retain possession. Whereas here, I think it's a bit more faster-paced. It's a lot more quick. You get pressed a lot from the jump. So the difference for me, it's going to be a couple of games for me to get adjusted again. But I'm excited.
Really good media trained answers from you already. Jaden's teaching you well. Ethan Iken, 12 months ago, we sat down the opposite end of the pitch, and I asked you a couple of questions in regards to why you were leaving Doonside Hawks. You backed your now former coach to take you to the next level, and I think from a personal perspective, you took another step forward in terms of your actual individual footballing ability, if I do say so myself. Now, we're here on this side of the pitch. What brings you back to Doony?
It's just like the boys, really. Like, nothing against Quakers at all. Love my time there. It's just some of the few schoolmates have come back, so I thought may as well play with them.
So we've already mentioned Daniel Alessi being one of those guys, obviously critical to the 2022 championship win. What's it like knowing that the sort of band is back together?
Oh, it's good. I'm excited for the season to start. Can't say much else than that. I'm just ready to get going.
You were a sort of right winger, come centre forward occasionally throughout the game, but mainly off to the wing. You turned into a 9 who would score, 99 out of 100 chances that he got at Quakers. Any insight that you can give us as to what your position is this year?
I think I better let the comp guess. We'll find out when it's match day, really.
How do you reflect on your time in green and white?
I definitely think I excelled there. Definitely became a better player. I reckon Jules definitely excelled my game, which I can't commend more. But yeah, it's time to step it up to another level this year.
Now, Matt, you were involved. You've been involved with Doonside for a while. In fact, you're the only sort of returning player that's standing here. Your time last year was hampered by a shoulder injury. Yep. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's good. That I'm right. It's not your injury. Sorry. So talk to me about how that sort of held you back. Like, was that a thing you dealt with throughout the season and just sort of toughened up around it? And are you now feeling back to 100%?
Yeah, it was just pre-season. We all worked so hard, and we had great keeper training last year. And then the shoulder just popped out 4 weeks into the season when things were really starting to roll along nicely. So that kind of just put my season on hold. No goalkeeping for the rest of the year, which was more of a choice by myself, thinking about work first. I've had a shoulder reconstruction on my right shoulder already that's put me out for a year before, so it's kind of just getting it back to 100% so I could go hard again this year.
I want to go to you, Ethan, for one of our final questions, which is just in regards to Doony's reserve and first grade team last year. So the squad system that they have, that reserve grade team, I'm not sure if you know, but they came along in leaps and bounds as the season went on in 2023. They ended up making their way into the finals. They were admirable, but they didn't make it through to the grand final. But there was a lot of positives there. How do you think you'll manage trying to break into what is a pretty solidified, proven front line at Doonside Hawks?
I'm not thinking that'll be easy. It'll be very difficult. Everyone's played together before. Everyone knows how each other's game works. So for me to be integrated into that, I think it will take a little bit of time. Both resis and first grade are both solid squads. So for me to try and take a place is something that's going to take some time. I'm not too worried about it. Everything good comes with time. So with the strength of both teams, it's just going to be a matter of putting in the yards and making sure that the coaches notice the work that I put in, and hopefully I can join these two on the pitch.
So Ethan, Matt, and again, another Ethan, thanks very much for joining us here on episode 1, the Ins and Outs podcast. We'll be seeing you on the pitch.